Greetings and thank you for tuning in to My Journey with Paula G. We'd like to thank our underwriters, Creek Dental Incorporated, The Good Acting Studio in Mario Good, My Coffee Shop in East Lake, Dr. Paul and Marcia Kelly, PTI Bible College, and Survival Radio Network, Clicks Photography and Clark Garrison, Lusu Designs with Brandon Sampson, and Positive Power Double Side Christian Media, and Jerry Rose Live Worldwide, and Doocy African Clothing. We hope you enjoy this presentation and embrace the journey with Paula G.
Evening, morning, wherever the time of day is for you, I want to say you are all beautiful. And I want you to know this one thing before I begin. You don't need legs to leave a legacy. All you need is heart to do your part. There are plenty of people in this world that are not able to do the things that they think they should be doing. But as long as you put your heart behind whatever it is that you do, you can get it done. And so I am a living testimony. I know that I was spared to share, so I'm going to go into this piece called Get It Girl. Get it, girl. How are you going to give somebody else the keys to your happiness? Because ain't nobody ever going to give you 100% of their best, so give it and yourself a rest. And know that just because they can't, shouldn't make you feel less. See, nobody is responsible for your mental, physical, nor emotional health. You got to take ownership of your own. See, every seed won't produce a yielding just because it's sown. Baby girl, can't no man, family, nor friend give you nothing to the end of this world. So take back your joy, take back your peace, because if you don't, you may as well be walking deceased. Got yourself feeling all invisible and divided because of broken vowels and syllables, trying to make sense of why you give and gave everything to everyone else, yet feeling like you were thought past tense. Repent first by forgiving yourself for cheating on you. Forgive others for disappointing you too and holding unaccountable people to do what they say they'll do, because very few will hold their word or your hand. So understand, you must be your own backup plan. You're the only one with the master key to happiness door. That's what self-esteem, self-confidence, and self-fulfillment is called that for. Because it's all in you. So start by doing your part. Stop blocking the entrances of love to your own hearts, because your heart attacks are caused by negative words and thoughts you keep. You're the only one who can choose what you eat. So let self-love and positive words become your grub. Stop pacifying yourself with all that crying, because hurt people are going to hurt, and liars will keep lying. Telling yourself nobody values your wealth. Saying, why don't nobody want me? But you won't even choose yourself. So you need to feed your mind positive words that affirm, and watch out for snakes posing as worms. Discern real from fake, and you won't continually make decisions that get you burned. See, baby girl, you got to make people earn your love and respect. And if they don't give it, then in return, they just won't get. See, queens, you are enough, and you have everything you need inside. See, this was a message to myself as I looked in the mirror of my soul, which is where my real enemy resides.
Welcome to My Journey with Paula G right here on WATC TV 57. This season we are coming to you from Atlanta, Georgia. The production companies of Positive Power 21 and Paula G Unlimited LLC, and we're so happy to be here in Atlanta, and we're appreciative of all those here in Atlanta who have made this show possible. And speaking of those who have made this show possible, we want to give a shout out to our underwriters at Creekside Dental, also our underwriters at the Good Acting Studio, My Coffee Shop at East Lake Atlanta, Dr. Paul and Marcia Kelly of Pastor's Time International Bible College, Clark Garrison of Survival Radio Network and Clicks Photography, Lusu Designs, Dupsie's African Clothing. Thank you so much to all of you who make this show possible. Well, today's show, we want to open with our inspiration. You know, I always open each show with some inspiration from one of our supporters, and our inspiration today comes from Miss Dee Hill of the Dee Hill Show, and Dee encourages you to think bigger than that box that they told you to think outside of. Think bigger than that box that they told you to think outside of. That's pretty deep. Think bigger. Well, today I'm so excited to have this young lady with us today. She is an entrepreneur. She's a spoken word artist, and she is just a phenomenal woman. She is a queen. She is Miss Isna Tianti. Thank you so much for joining us today. You look absolutely stunning.
Thank you. So do you. We're just a reflection of each other.
There you go. And
Yes.
you know what? And I remember earlier, I saw you in a performance earlier today, and you said that, you spoke about that,
Yes.
reflection of each other. Share that with the audience.
I believe that we are only mirroring what we see.
Yes.
So whether that be negative or positive, you can only speak on that which you see. So I think that's why I love butterflies, because butterflies' wings just mirror the other wing.
Yes.
And so when I see someone and you compliment me, I just tell that person, whether male or female, I'm just a reflection of you.
And that is so,
Yes.
you know, that is so beautiful. And speaking of beautiful, one of your signatures of your brand are your headpieces, your crowns. So
Yes.
tell us about that and how all of that has come about.
I began wearing them in the early 90s. My godmom, Aniva, African couture designer from Los Angeles.
Godmother is an African couture designer.
Yes,
You know what?
yes. And she is the one that I studied under. I went to school for fashion illustration, but I actually studied underneath her from age 19 to maybe 21. And I was so inspired. I was wearing cowboy hats until she crowned me. And so now I wear them because I feel that it's my covering. I feel that I'm not married anymore, but I don't want anyone just approaching me either, just any type of way.
Wow.
So I know that if I have my crown on, I'm not going to just have the average.
Right. There's a certain expectation.
Yes.
That's
So-
powerful. I mean, that is really powerful because, you know, if someone were to, when someone approaches you, there's a certain expectation there, you know, like you've raised the bar.
And that's what I'm hoping to do. And I tell people your crown isn't just your hair.
Yeah.
It's not just the garments you wear on top of your head. It is your dome. Your queendom, your kingdom is your dome. How you manage your thoughts. Are they thoughts that are high, or are they lower thoughts? And so thy kingdom and queendom come, I believe, is how you manage your dome. The thoughts that you allow to come in, the thoughts that you entertain. So I always am being reminded when I have my crown to think your higher thoughts.
So we just have to sit there a minute because you know, we talk about your crown, but there's so many layers. You've assigned really so many layers. It's not just a headpiece.
No.
It's your thoughts. It's your mindset. It's how you. Someone said once that you teach people, you train people how to treat you. Yes, that's
Yes.
it. You train people how to treat you. So you're training people
Yes.
how to treat you.
Yes.
And that is as a queen.
And I also let my sisters know I will make you one. Because I don't want people to look at me and like, oh, she thinks she's this and she thinks she's that. I recall sharing a story when I lived in Los Angeles. I was maybe 20 years old. And I was on the bus. I didn't have a car. And these gangster girls came from the back of the bus to the front. And the last person off the bus slapped me in my face. And I had on my crown. And the guy that was sitting, he said, "Sister, I'm so sorry. I should have told you. I heard them back there talking about you, thinking you thought you was Queen Latifah." And I was like, "But I don't."
Right.
And I was so angered, but I understood that they may have had the perception that I thought that I was better. I didn't.
Wow. Wow.
But from that incident, it made me realize that, just as I stated, the reflection, you could not receive my reflection. You couldn't identify with it, or they could not identify with it. So instead of embracing it, they slapped me. But they were a queen too. They just
but
didn't
they
know.
recognize.
Exactly.
They didn't recognize they were a queen. If you had the opportunity to pour into those young ladies, what would you?
I wrote a poem about them.
Well, come on.
But I don't have it memorized. But I
that'll
did.
be another show.
Yes, because it was connecting with Roger Thomas Davis, and back in Los Angeles, we called our bus Roger Thomas Davis because it was RTD.
Yes.
And I had to really understand why that took place. I called my mom that evening and I told her what had happened. She was so angered. She said, "I'm getting you a car if it's the last thing I do."
Wow, to get you off that bus.
And it was the last thing she actually had done. My mother and I were involved in a car accident in 1992. And it was prior to a BET fashion show that I was getting prepared for. And she had come down that weekend to support. And when that incident had taken place, and she told me that was the last thing she was going to do was get me a vehicle. I'm like, "Mom, but you don't even have a car. I'm good. I'm going to get back on the bus," because that's the only way I had to get to school and work.
Right.
And when that had taken place, the accident, from the insurance money, that's how I got my first car. And they don't even understand the sacrifice that I had to go through in order to get that vehicle.
Right. And it's so important. That's why a show like this, My Journey, is so important, because it's not my journey. It's the journey of each individual that sits here every week and shares their journey, because some people wear the journey, but not everyone wears their journey. You don't wear your journey. You're not wearing your journey. You're wearing a journey of strength, of what has emerged from your journey, and that is of strength, of royalty, of regalness.
But you know
and
what?
That's encouraging. That's encouraging, though.
It's encouraging, but it also sometimes is. It can be where people don't think that you've been through anything. They think you just wake up like this.
The perception.
And the perception is, "Oh, she ain't been through nothing."
Right.
But oh my gosh!
So that could almost be, not, for lack of a better term, a double-edged sword. It's like you're not wearing. So on one hand, you're encouraging, those who get it, but on the other hand, like you said, some have the perception of you haven't been through anything. Our time always goes so quickly. I want you to share a word of encouragement and your social media with the audience.
Okay. I would like to say to anyone who is in the view of this camera that you are worthy. I don't care what you have been through, who took you through.
Come on now.
You've gone through to get to a destination. And even though you are not certain of where that destination is, it is purposeful. It is necessary. Don't despise your small beginnings, because I'm telling you, in the end, you will understand there is always a process to progress. So don't deny yourself that lesson. And that is what I had to share to you. I hope that you get it, because I don't look like what I've been through, but neither have any of our ancestors who have gone through anything.
Come on.
We've never looked like what we've been through.
We've never looked like it.
Just look at the footage of civil rights. But I'll just say this, you can follow me on Instagram, ITS_Isna Tianti, ISNATIANTI. And Facebook, Isna Tianti.
And this young lady is just an example of what this show is all about. You know, it's all about our journey, and what do I tell you all the time? As long as you are living and breathing, we are all on a journey. We all go through things. We all go through struggles, but the key is to get up every day and continue to press forward, because God has something in store for each and every one of us. We've got to step out on faith, and we've got to trust the strength that He gives us and what He pours into us so that we can get to the next level. This is My Journey with Paula G, right here on WATC TV 57.
Lord, and I hope that as I minister this to you, it will speak to you. Speak, Lord, speak to me. Speak, Lord, speak through me. Speak, Lord, set us free. Speak. No, I may not look or sound like Suge Avery, but I am a child of the Most High God who isn't afraid to go to churches, schools, roads, or bars, to heal old scars of souls that need rejuvenated and reminded of why we were all created. I'm not afraid to speak truths to God's children for fear of retribution nor loss of contribution. I am the church, and I take me where the Most High leads me. I have a message for the mass, and the streets bear the resemblance of my painful past, and now, for walls cannot contain me. The streets have got to be my class, for the haves and for those who have not, and have forgotten what it means to love, live, and laugh. See, every person that's at church doesn't know their worth. Just that every person that's in the street and bar isn't drunk. See, many of you are just like me when I sunk. See, now it's time that we start restoring and healing the mind and stop sitting and criticizing and start reaching people of every kind. There is no dress code in my sanctuary. Come as you are. The best part is, I'm not concerned that's the type of car you drive. Just that you arrive at your God-given destiny, for you were still His child and He cares for you. See, this message is to the homos, the bis, the down low bros, the drug dealers, the thieves and stealers, and the baby killers. Yes, those who are in gangs and mobs that kill. I am the church. And yes, the Most High still sees your worth. So Yeshua died so that you too could be multiplied, changing you from inside out, outward in, regardless of the present state you're in. Taking you from glory to glory to glory, so you can share your story. So don't be concerned about what naysayers say, because in all truth.
We are back. This is My Journey with Paula G, and we are here with Miss Isna Tianti, and I'm telling you, she poured some words of wisdom on us in our earlier segment and just shared some words of encouragement with us and shared the journey behind her crown. And, you know, I want to talk with you a bit about, you know, you're an entrepreneur, spoken word artist, just a phenomenal spoken word artist. Your presence on stage and just the words that you speak that just pour out into the audience and just settle into the audience are really, really thought-provoking. And one thing that I love about you is how you use words. Unapologetically it.
It's my initials.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Talk to me about unapologetically it. This is a beautiful,
Thank you.
Cover.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
With your crown. That's a beautiful crown.
Thank you. I wanted to project the image of what I now feel. And that is an inward peace.
Yes.
That I had struggled to get to that place.
An inward peace that you had struggled to get. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I had a very tumultuous past in mental, physical, you name it. It has definitely been something that I have had to get to that place of happy.
Yes.
But it was a choice. And
it was a journey.
It was a journey, yes. A long one, but I'm so glad that I'm here. And so unapologetically, I have chosen my own peace, my own happiness, in spite of everything. And so I'm not asking permission.
Right. Right.
I'm not
You
asking you if I could be happy, or
Right.
I'm not asking your permission.
Yeah.
It's just I am owning it. I am taking it, and it is Isna Tianti, because I get to choose how I feel. I get to choose what I believe,
Yes.
and not ask anyone if it's okay anymore.
You have the power to choose. You know, every year there's a spring production that takes place here in the Atlanta area at Turner Chapel in Marietta, and it's under the direction of Denise Frazier. And this past year, the title of the production was The Power to Choose. And it spoke of how each of us has the power to choose
Yes.
our own destiny. We may not feel that way at times, but each of us has the power to choose. So you're speaking to that, is that you are choosing
Yes.
who you are, who Isna is. You're making that choice.
I used to be a people pleaser.
Yeah, oh gosh.
Yes.
A lot of us were.
Yes.
Yeah. But now you are choosing you're using your power, choosing to be Isna unapologetically.
Yes.
I love it. I love it.
Thank you.
I love it. I love it. And you know, as I listen to your spoken word, and as I listen to you, you know, speak, there's so many things that you say that are quotable, or poetically speaking.
I'll change a word in a heartbeat.
You sure will. Poetically speak, and this cover is beautiful as well. Look at that. That is beautiful.
Butterflies,
Yes.
dragonflies, and a phoenix.
So talk to us about that.
I feel that I have always been in transition my whole life, and we're always going through new beginnings. And I feel like I'm a butterfly, literally. I'm in cocoon stages most parts of my life, but then when God opens it up and allows me to flourish from that cocoon state, I feel like a butterfly.
Wow.
And then I feel like a dragonfly. And then that phoenix, where you have to die to yourself only to be rebirthed again. It's just a continuation of just...
cyclical.
Yes. We never overcome. It's overcoming, because there's always going to be something that you're going to have to overcome. So it's a
Ooh, wait.
process.
So we never overcome. We always talking about overcome. We never overcome. We're constantly overcoming.
Yes.
Because there are always things that are in our path.
Yes. We're beings.
Yes.
So being means that's a continuation.
Yes.
It's a continuation. We are talking, the ing of it.
Yeah.
So yes, I feel like that's important. So these books are a reflection of my my journey.
Wow, wow. Poetically speaking, I
Yes.
love it. I love it. And you know, you have been on this path, and you've been on this journey. You've been a spoken word artist for quite some time. Can you share with us maybe some of the more memorable responses that you may have gotten from some people who have listened to your spoken word, or have read one of your books, or listened to your CD?
I actually had an opportunity to write a poem for Dr. Maya Angelou prior to her passing, called My Spiritual Mama Maya. And I was able to get respondents back from her.
Yes.
She wrote me a letter. I wanted her to write the foreword to my book, and she said, "Baby, my hand is not in the proper," but she validated me. And so I almost feel as if I had gotten a kiss of anointing when I met her to carry on, not even knowing that she was going to transition.
Wow.
And so that among children, when I minister to children and they say, "I like that poem," to me that means a whole lot more sometimes than even an adult, because I use adult language, but even on a level where the children can understand.
Wow.
So I think not one person in particular, but just in general, knowing that my words supersede just age, gender, race, culture, whatever, it is able to be identified on many levels. And to me, that's really what my purpose is. I'm not just coming for women.
Right.
I want everybody to be able to identify with my journey through my story. So
yeah, and just the power of words.
yes.
You know, just the power of words. You know, I always say our time in this show just seems to fly by. And we've got a couple more minutes. I want you to share with the audience, For Us.
For your season.
Oh, For Your Season. See, I didn't even get it right. For Your Seasons.
But it's actually a play on words. It's 4 seasons, but for your seasons. And it's my...
See, that's what I'm talking
Yes.
about. With the word. Okay, so it's F-O...
You are.
You apostrophe you are for your season.
Yes.
Play on words, I'm telling you.
And they're my winter, spring, summers, and falls of my life. And so people reading poetry, I'm like, oh, she thinks that way? Yes, I did at one point.
Right.
So you're going to get a variation of emotions, thoughts, feelings. And so I don't apologize for it now because
Unapologetically.
I used to be like, oh gosh, that poem might offend someone.
Right. But no.
Sorry. Yeah.
You know, and I love that because, you know, it speaks to being, like you said, being unapologetic, being comfortable in who you are and whose you are, the space that you're in, what it is that you've been given, regardless of what others think about it. Because, you know, a lot of times we're so concerned about what other people think. You know, somebody's going to think this or somebody's going to think that. But we have to think that we never know. Sometimes those people are in such a broken place, and we're giving them so much power. You know, and I used to tell my students to never allow other people's opinion of you to validate how you feel about yourself, because you don't know where you don't know where they are.
And that's good or bad.
Yes, yes.
Because you can take on all of the accolades and then you get dropped and you're thinking you're still not valued because nobody's applauding you anymore.
Exactly. It's just a constant cycle. So share with the audience your social media.
You can find me
Website.
www.followIsnat, FOLLOWISNAT.com, and social media ITS_ISNATIANTI, and that's Instagram. And Facebook, it's just Isnatianti, ISNATIANTI.
And you know, we thank Isna for sharing her journey. I know that it has encouraged someone out there, that it has encouraged someone to just embrace who you are, regardless of what others say. Because, you know, you've heard the phrase, God does not make junk. So embrace what it is that He's placed in you. Embrace who it is that you are, and embrace it unapologetically. This is My Journey with Paula G. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good.
All right. Good.
Greetings and thank you for tuning in to My Journey with Paula G. We'd like to thank our underwriters, Creek Dental Incorporated, The Good Acting Studio in Mario Good, My Coffee Shop in East Lake, Dr. Paul and Marcia Kelly, PTI Bible College, and Survival Radio Network, Clicks Photography and Clark Garrison, Lusu Designs with Brandon Sampson, and Positive Power XXI Christian Media, and Jerry Rose Live Worldwide, and Doocy African Clothing. We hope you enjoyed this presentation and embrace the journey with Paula G.